Have you ever stood among people and felt like you didn't exist? Laughed at the right moments, nodded at the right times, yet still felt invisible? You watch others connect so easily, while you go home alone, wondering what you're missing. They say you're quiet, distant, hard to understand. But what if the problem was never you? What if having no friends wasn't a flaw, but a sign of something rare? This is the story of someone who believed he was broken, until he learned the truth that changed everything. In a quiet valley surrounded by fields and slow-moving streams lived a man named Benedict. He wasn't loud or charming, and he never stood at the center of conversations. While the villagers gathered each evening to talk and laugh, Benedict walked past them and returned to his small home near the woods. People noticed. They whispered, "He's odd. He keeps to himself. Something must be wrong with him." Benedict heard every word, and slowly, he accepted them as truth. At night, he sat by his window, staring into the dark, asking himself why connection seemed so effortless for everyone else. He wasn't unhappy being alone, but he hated feeling defective. He wondered why he didn't crave crowds, why noise drained him, why small talk felt so heavy. He didn't want attention, he wanted meaning. And deep down, he feared that maybe, just maybe, he was missing something everyone else had. But when Benedict finally tried to belong, he discovered something far more unsettling. One evening, a group of villagers waved Benedict over. "Sit with us," they said. "You should join in more." Hope flickered inside him. Maybe this was his chance. At first, everything seemed warm, smiles, laughter, friendly voices. But as the night went on, Benedict noticed something troubling. The moment someone stepped away, the group changed. Compliments turned into mockery. Kind words dissolved into gossip. The laughter suddenly felt hollow. Benedict's chest tightened. It wasn't shyness that made him uncomfortable, it was the dishonesty, the pretending, the invisible cruelty hiding behind friendly faces. Quietly, he stood up and left. Someone scoffed, "That's why he's always alone. Too good for us." But Benedict wasn't trying to be better. He was trying to protect himself. That night, a realization settled in his mind like a stone. Loneliness hurt, but fake connection hurt more. Still, Benedict wondered, was he choosing solitude, or running from something deeper? Weeks later, the village held a festival. Music filled the air, and Benedict decided to try again. He joined conversations, exchanged polite words, commented on the weather and daily news. But every sentence felt empty. No one spoke about fears, dreams, or questions that kept them awake at night. Everything stayed on the surface. Safe, forgettable. After an hour, Benedict felt drained, physically and emotionally. While others seemed energized, he felt like he was fading. He left early and walked home beneath the stars. For the first time, he didn't feel ashamed. He realized something important. It wasn't people he disliked, it was meaningless interaction. His mind searched for depth, and when it didn't find it, it grew tired. Days later, an old traveler sat beside him by the river and said, "Some minds absorb more than others. That's not weakness, it's intensity." Those words stayed with Benedict, and slowly, a truth began to form, one that would change how he saw himself forever. Benedict stopped forcing himself to fit where he didn't belong. He spent his days reading, tending his garden, and walking beneath tall trees. In the quiet, he discovered something unexpected: peace. While others searched for validation, Benedict built a rich inner world. His thoughts grew clearer, his heart grew lighter. He no longer felt incomplete. One afternoon, a young stranger asked him, "Don't you get lonely living this way?" Benedict thought for a moment. "I've learned that friendship isn't about numbers," he said. "It's about safety." He explained how he once gave his trust too quickly, and paid for it. Now, he observed, he waited, he protected his peace. "That doesn't make me lonely," he added. "It makes me careful." Years later, Benedict found one true companion, a quiet soul who valued silence and sincerity. They spoke little, but understood much. One genuine connection outweighed everything he had missed. And when the traveler returned, Benedict finally had the answer he'd been searching for. The traveler found Benedict by the river again, this time smiling. "You seem lighter," he said. "I am," Benedict replied. "I finally understand." He looked at the sky and spoke calmly. "Having no friends doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're selective. It means you value truth over noise, depth over crowds, peace over approval." He paused, then added, "It means you're willing to walk alone until someone worth walking with appears." If you're listening to this and feel unseen, know this. You are not strange. You are not defective. You are not behind. You may simply feel more deeply than others. Don't shrink yourself to fit shallow spaces. Don't apologize for needing quiet. One real bond is worth more than 1,000 empty ones. Sometimes, the strongest people walk alone first. And different is beautiful, because one day, without forcing it, you'll find your people.